Hello and welcome, friends, to another draft here on Magic Arena. We're going to do some more Avatar Premier Draft, best of one. Got a new microphone, got the background removal tool, all the pieces are working together, except I don't really have a good mic stand, so I'm going to be holding this because I actually like how it sounds so much. And let's jump right into it, shall we? I will say, it's not technically new, it's one I've had for a long time. One thing that I do when I'm not playing Magic is music, and well, this microphone, I stopped using it for a number of reasons, but none of which were its ability to work. And now I finally have opened the Wall of Bossing Say. I haven't, obviously you don't play it, but it's pretty funny. What else does this pack offer? Uncommons, the Paku and Cruelty are just eh. Then it's between the Boulder and the Sun Warriors. This guy not being an ally does hurt it quite a bit, I would say, but it is a strong card. I like Sun Warriors. Quenchia is good, as well as Yip Yip and Deadly Precision, I guess. The blue-green land is nice, but probably not taking that. So it's probably, I think, only between those two cards. The Boulder, who when he attacks, Earth bends equal to the number of creatures you have with power 4 or greater, or the Sun Warriors, which allows you to create more and more 1/1s the more the game goes on. I have a soft spot for Sun Warriors, we'll put it this way. Though I do think the stronger card, well, actually I think they're very comparable. Even multicolored, I tend to find a way to play that. This pack has, at the uncommon level, it's kind of weak. Yeah, these are fine cards. This is really mediocre. I would say 4 mana is just a lot. It's like a white-black card, if that. At commons, though, we've got some goodies. We've got Octopus Form and Firebending Lesson, which I think is the standout 2 cards from the pack, and then the Rebuke, which, maybe if I had taken the Boulder, I would follow up with Rebuke. Though even that's not true. I think I would still take the Firebending Lesson like I'm going to take right now. Kind of irrespective of what my first pick was. I can't see, maybe an Octopus Form if I had opened like a really sweet blue rare or something like that, maybe. I don't know. And now we have another interesting pack, actually. Fire Nation Cadets, which is a little guy that gets to attack as a more viable threat if you're in the kind of the Lessons deck. Not really a red-white thing, but it could be. Firebending Student over... I think I take the Student over the Cadets. And now the question is, do I play the Professor Zay over one of these white cards? Or red cards, excuse me. Prowess, Firebending X. That's all nice. I am a sucker for this guy, though. I won't lie. I don't think I use him correctly all the time, so, that's on me, but... I do like this card a lot. Oh, and now we can get a 4th pick, Waterbending Scroll. Yeah, this pack is shaping up to be quite nice. Got a little flavored coffee today. Usually I drink it just kind of straight black, but that is an enjoyable kind of molasses undertone. So, if I'd taken the last Fire Cadets or the red aggressive card, maybe I'd be interested in picking up a second one, but, if I'm going to be getting Waterbending Scrolls and stuff, you know what? It's a good card. What am I taking over it? Snare Trap is probably the best card in the pack. The Journey, the Abandoned Attachments. I've come down a little bit on these Solstice Revelations, though I do think it's still a good card. I think it's in the same tier of kind of card. Like, they both solve essentially a very similar issue. And I think when I already have one Waterbending Scroll, I probably want to lean into having a second Waterbending Scroll. So, well... Why get creative? Why take cards that are different? You know what I'm saying? I think if I was on that aggressive line, maybe I'm interested in the Archers. I've had this be really good against me. I've not had it be very good, I'll say. But we have a T-Shop. We have a Sunblessed Peak, a Twin Blades. I'm maybe less interested in the Twin Blades and the Koi. And then one of these 3 cards. So if I'm going to try to splash white, this would be good. But I suppose this also is good for that. At the moment, this is Ally or Ally Source. Okay. You know what? We'll take this, sure. And now I can take the penguin or otter penguin. I think this actually with the goes up in value quite a bit with the waterbending scroll. I think if this was earlier in the draft format, like a couple days ago or something like that, maybe a week, I probably would just ignore this card completely. But it's on my radar now, so. And now we can do Paku, first time flyer. Actually, it's an interesting choice. Both are allies. Both are get value from lessons. You know, this might not be a deck that we want to play. That. This pack is fairly weak. I'm probably not going to play any of those. I think we take more penguins, as crazy as that sounds. Yeah, try not to play the mongoose lizards, so. Or the land cyclers in general. I like the green one. I think that one can be quite good. And I've had the waterbender be decent once or twice. The vigilance does go a long way. Okay, now we've opened some interesting rares. Or rather, I guess Momo or Aang is not also a rare. One sec here. Okay, so the cards that I'm interested in. I mean, I'm kind of uninterested in getting off of. Well, do I need to not be? I got past this, and I've got 2 Zays. Do I just stay mono blue? Take like a messenger hawk here. That's a thinker. Yeah, I think I actually take it. I think the fire guy is just okay. This pack, I mean, the best card is probably the Conviction. Agni Kai. Wait, is this not the one I... Okay, I thought this was the -2/-2, but I still think this is bad. Agni Kai to fight something. Could be possible. It's essentially just a fight spell that does a little bit more than that, but I think I just take the War Balloon. I'm not really... Well, we'll take the Agni Kai. I think I'm unlikely to want to play any of those cards, so... this pack has a bit more for us. It's got the Firebending Lesson and a Benevolent River Spirit, which I actually like her quite a bit. And the Forecast and Fortune Teller. I think as it sits right now, our deck wants more Firebending Lessons, but I certainly like the Fortune Teller, which makes a clue, as well as the Benevolent River Spirit. This pack, I mean, blue feels cut off a little bit. I won't lie. Boulder, Yip, Aang's Journey. Maybe I take this Treetop Fighter and just see if we can avoid playing it. Firelord Zuko, or Firelord Zuko. Firebend for 2 essentially, and then you can, if you cast things from exile, he gets stronger, or your team gets stronger, which I don't think is that strong. It's just like a lot of things you need to get right, including mana. Like mana, a thing in exile, and you also need to, like, it's very telegraphed, so it's just like, you know, what are you doing here? I guess I take a Boomy Bash. It's the deck maybe that works for it. Sokka's Haiku versus... I'll just take the Fire Sage here. I think in retrospect, if I was going to have made a switch at all this draft, maybe I should have switched off of red earlier. The Noble versus the Trap. I could have had a couple of those traps. Not super interested in picking up Azula, though I do like her as a card quite a bit. This doesn't necessarily feel like an Iguana Parrot deck, but maybe it is. I don't want the double red card like that, so it's either the Barrels or the Iguana Parrot, and I'm kind of medium on both for this deck specifically. Okay, well, we got a couple Fire Sages and a Lesson in this deck, or this pack, so... Don't think I love that, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, pack 3, we're kind of looking for just good bits of cards. I don't know what else to say. Good cards. We're just looking for good cards, guys. Shocker, I know. Okay. I'm curious how much background noise is coming in on this mic. I tested it out a little bit, and I think we're good, but we'll find out real quick, I'm sure. Let me know if anything with this mic is being weird for you. Technically playable. Someone's going to get a last pick white card that I'm not going to play. As it stands, our... Oh, okay. Say less. Tong. Very powerful card. Blue X, flash, flying, vigilant, 1/1. When it enters, put X counters on it, draw half of X, and then if they ever search their library, put in a counter on and draw a card. And it's got flash, so you can kind of do it in response. If he wasn't in the pack, we just very much slam the combustion technique. That said, if we're looking for cards that'll wheel out of this, maybe we get in attachments, maybe we get, say, though probably not. But we'll take our sweet rare. Now our deck actually feels like it's got a power. Well, that's a shame. I'm a big fan of Azula. We are not the deck to set up to do it. I could have been. So, I certainly could have been. Anyways, I'm going to take this Firebending lesson. Alright. Now we have... You know what? This blue-red duel looks perfect. If not that, then... probably the production, but maybe the Snowballers would be better. Now we get a blue-red duel. I mean, apparently we were in the right lane. I mean, we got past some Fire Sages and Firebending lessons, so it didn't not feel... Wow, yeah. I mean, red is very open. If our opponents are soft to Firebending lesson, we're going to have a good time. If they're not, well, we'll have a time. I think Quencha over... I mean, I feel like, yeah, we're in a decent spot. Sorry about the mic. I had to move some stuff real quick. You know, this is a deck that actually would, in retrospect, play these Firebending, or these first-time flyers quite effectively. 8th pick, I mean, red is just wide open here. Notably, I would have liked a Twin Blades, but that's just unreal. Okay. So we probably don't play the Boomy Bash, probably just not needed. I mean, Teamer Lessons was wide open, I guess. Maybe I should have been in that deck. Like, actually fought to be multicolors. But I feel like when you go Waterbending Scroll, it kind of precludes you from that. But so how many allies did I end up with? Just 5. So this probably isn't worth playing. I think it would be worth playing if I wasn't playing the Scrolls. So this is a deck that's got, you know, access to a decent bit of removal. I mean, I already have 2 How to Start Your Ride, so probably not playing the first one. Mongoose Lizard, I guess? I don't know, it's kind of weird. Master Paku, actually, I mean, obviously we're not really going to mill an opponent out, but we have 5 Firebending lessons. The Iguana Parrot looks begrudgingly good. And these Otter Penguins, I wish they were first-time flyers, at least one of them. Oh, and a Cadet even? Okay. Say less. Our top end being Zuko and Tong. I don't love the airbend or the war words are hard. The war balloon. But it's okay. It's possible that the Freedom Fighters is going to end up being a little bit stronger than this, but I think the flying is going to certainly come into play somewhat. We're playing double Waterbending Scroll and kind of an aggressive list, so certainly that's something that we could maybe consider. Yeah. It's really hard to go down on red sources when I've got 5 Firebending lessons. It's something that I feel like I want to do, but I don't think we're going to ultimately do that. Okay. Anyways, this is the deck. Hopefully you enjoyed the draft. If I should have been a little bit less aggressive and just been in like teamer lessons, I think that would have been totally fine too. But anyways, hope you're doing well, and hope we can win some matches. See you there for round 1. All right, round 1. And you know, just looking at my little camera, I don't like how it does all the things. It's kind of being choppy. So the classic tap land into waterbending scroll. You know what? This is fine. If Fire Sages can solo a game, then we might be fine. Otherwise, Otter Penguin not looking too strong at the moment, because this would cost, what, 5 mana? So it is the cost for playing as many mountains as we do. Yeah. Hard to say. Hard to say. Blue-green. Well, I mean, if this is kind of a greedy deck, we can probably just bash in there with the Fire Sage. Yeah, next turn we're going to be Zukoing or double spelling, so... Yeah, I think we do just get this gravy train rolling. Actually, it's probably better to just play the Fire Sage, or activate Fire Sage, and cast something else. Well, that card is, I will admit, quite annoying, but should I just offer the trade? The answer to that is probably yes. And then we follow it up with Scroll in this. This would cost 4 mana. I think actually I changed my mind. My gut just says I should not. It kind of feels like they've got an octopus form now. It could be a couple things. Obviously, double spell for lessons, but that's what my intuition says. The Jaded Edge, huh? Well, that's kind of what I thought I was going to draw, at least. You know, in hindsight, I think Professor Zay would have been maybe a little bit stronger, but... If I attack with the Sage and they double block here or septuple block, they have 3 cards, 2 to 3 mana. That is a lot of things. However, now that's no longer a necessarily good attack, but... I mean, that's a flavor win, if nothing else. That is the uncommon one. That is for lessons. Waterbending lesson, eh? That's pretty good. Technically, I can double block, but there's just no world where I do that. I mean, they have a lot going on their side that is disconcerting, to say the least. And a first-time flyer. So they have access to a single lesson. Oh, that was a really good draw. That's fine. Yeah, I don't really need Zuko here. There's no reason to Firebending Lesson at the moment. I mean, I'm at 16, they're at 13. They've got a double striker, a 2/3 flyer, and a mana dork, as well as a 3 or 4 color land for them, and 5 mana, 5, 6, maybe 7 mana. Possibly something crazy. They've got 4 cards in hand. I mean, these Fire Sages are gonna keep getting in. If I really wanted to, I could Firebending Lesson the first time flyer as it attacks. I don't think I want to do that, though. I think that's kind of a weak play. All right, they respect the Iroh's the Otter Penguin now. They see the writing on the wall. That's a pretty good card. It's a 2/3 at the moment. They are now tapped out, which is a good thing. Nothing in the graveyard. That is Ward 1. They still have 1 mana, so they definitely have an octopus form. Like, that feels almost guaranteed. Go to damage, and then they cast their spell. We get our 2-for-1, quote unquote. Can block one of their things, and that's just not that spooky. Professor Z could get it back next turn if I needed to deal with this thing, and I probably will, but I'm glad I didn't get blown out by that card, but I certainly could have made it a stronger efforts. That feels a little aggressive, so they probably have something here. But if they do, that's fine. I think they're actually in a pretty good position. Their last card is a 4 mana 2/2, make a 2/2. Gain a little bit of life. Okay. Well, now I feel like we're in a very strong position. If I attack, I can make this guy a 4/5 power, so they probably would just triple block. So my position here, I think, is to just play the War Balloon. I don't actually need to answer any of their threats, technically. And then in end step, we just activate the scroll or make this a creature. It's unlikely that I need to make a different play than that. This is crew 3, notably. So we're at 11 life. We have 1 card in hand. They just drew a card. If they go like Rocky Rumble, like attack one of my creatures, I can kind of deal with it. Can draw a card or put a counter on the Fire Sage. I think we put a counter, or we draw a card, excuse me. Fun. I mean, a lot of good cards, just none I want to discard at the moment, which is pretty funny. So how do I want to play this? I mean, I have a lot of action I can do. I do think I just draw a card, though. Island's a great draw. I think we can chill. We're in a position where we're drawing a card a turn. Nice. They're doing the... So they earthbend on one of these tap lands because when they sack it, they get it back. So they can sack it twice, which is really nice. It's very slow, but in a grindy game like this, I mean, they just drew an extra card. That's keeping up a little bit with the waterbending lesson. Or scroll, sorry. I think this is technically the lesson, yeah. It's a lovely grindy game, though. Big fan. That is good, but not so good. So here, we probably make this a creature here. Sorry, Fire Sage. Alright, we have access to double Firebending lesson if I want. I think I would like to play Sokka this turn, discard a mountain. There we go. I feel a decent bit better now. And now we can kind of get into our grindy game plan. I think we're ahead, but not by enough that we want to attack. That's my that's what my gut is saying. Them losing lands with Quencha is good. So when do we cast a lesson, put a counter on Sokka? So we can make him a 2/2 right now, maybe a 3/3. I can also Firebending lesson for 1. Okay. 3 mana, triple red, or blue rather. 4 total, 5. We do have a Wan Shi Tong in the deck too, so... Sure, that's okay. Killing the War Balloon with a lesson, that's fine. That was always allowed. Okay. Let's try to draw our boy. Oh, that's not it. Don't really want to give them access to a card. What other ways do I have to deal with this? I guess I didn't take a screen cap like I normally do, so I just have to use my memory. I have 5 of these Firebending lessons, so I have 3 more in the deck. It probably precludes me to play around. Given the situation, I'm just going to play this first. Fair enough. So we're going to be chumping that this turn, blocking one of these guys. Get another counter on Sokka at least. I just can't see myself getting much else. It's tough, it's unfortunate, but them having the second octopus form was pretty backbreaking. Solstice Revelation, X is 1. They get a Quencha, put that in their hand. I mean, that's good. We have a lot of mana, though, so it's not as important. Was really hoping to hit Wan Chi Tong. I think we take our life that turn. We'll vindicate them a little bit. So we play our island. This lets us draw a card and draw a card. So we're not dead to the swarm, though I suppose we would be if we cast a spell and they try to counter it. So we can make it for X is 2, or X minus 1. Ignore what I said. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So X is 7, 5, 3, 3. I can quench. I can tap and pay for the quench. If I attack, I could theoretically get one more, but that doesn't seem very good. If I could debt, so I can still X's 4, 5, and 6. So it would be a 7/7, and they would cast this and they would trade. So I would play this so we don't just lose. And then we keep this as a blocker. And we get to ambush Viper the Dragonfly Swarm. No, that's a pretty good card too. Drag it all the way over. In fact, maybe I wanted to do for one less so I could activate this on that. Seems fine. Not gonna lie, drawing 3 cards was a little rough, but Okay. Theoretically, we've stabilized. I have 6 cards left. A Benevolent River Spirit. Well, that's a good one. They can cast that next turn. Alright, well, if they have a bit of removal, I guess I might be dead, but I think we're okay. We have 4 cards left. Okay. It's a good card. They know I have the Firebending lesson, though, so... They kept 2 to the top, huh? And 2... So I have 1 Firebending lesson left. Very close one. Anyways, I'll see y'all back for the next game. Alright, we are back. Had to step aside for a few minutes. But I got some more coffee, and we're gonna see if we can't get another win. Alright, this hand is wonderfully silly. 3 islands and a waterbending scroll. Like, what more could a guy ask for? Now, I think, like, obviously we want to have red for the Firebending scroll, but, well, okay. I mean, if I don't kill that, that's just going to do, like, 5 damage to me, so... I don't really want to discard these islands, I'll be honest. Okay. So now we're sitting in a position where, I mean, the longer the game goes on, I think the better for me. Certainly not blocking that. Sold out, huh? Fair enough. Fair enough. So if I play the island, this pays taps for 3. And, I mean, I could draw the Fire Nation Cadets, I suppose. Well... Hama, huh? And a Quench, and they can do that on their turn. So they have access to Firebending lesson on their turn, or I can just kill the Hama now. Sure. I think, given I just drew a pretty good card, we'll just secure our value. I think I'd rather draw the card. Mostly just to hit our land drop. I mean, they have 2 cards. If I attack, there's just no chance that I do any of these things. So we're just not gonna attack. Play Zuko, pass the turn. Yeah. Kind of force them to use a removal spell here. Perfect. Funny enough, that actually doesn't kill Tong, so that's a little awkward. Barrel of Blasting Jelly. Shoot Sokka, shoot the Penguin. I mean, Penguin's really good here. Honestly, I would definitely... I guess that's a choice they can make. They're both 3-power creatures, and I guess one of them being a little bit more serious than the other. I mean, I just don't see any reason to just deploy up my threats. Yeah, they are off of it. They didn't even see our super special card. We were saving that for the last thing to try to clean up a board because they had to deal with what I had going on. That's kind of like the big thing. Just don't overcommit against black, especially since there is the Day of Black Sun as well as Sozin's Rise or something like that. The Sozin that destroys all creatures. Plus, like, this was a pretty decent clock. We were drawing cards. We were 10 cards ahead of them, and they only milled 3 of them. Like, we were sitting fairly pretty. All right, we got another game. This time we have a spicy little curve here. Yeah, so they can't. They actually, it's illegal for them to block. That would be a chump block for sure. So obviously we just hang on to our mana to be able to quench whatever they play next turn. I mean, all of that, they're still at 11, so... Just keep them off their second color. Missed out on a point of damage. I guess I should have played my land there too. Submersible bounce Zuko, sure. And they have priority because of the land, so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the reason to play the Otter Penguin is because I have the airship room. So now I have a couple threats. Okay, well, they're just dead. Bam. Easy peasy. Now, their deck was sweet. It was definitely questionable if I should counter that. In the moment, my heart said yes, counter it, because they probably need the color. Like, you don't play that in a monocolor deck, and it's just like, well... yeah, so they definitely needed to draw something. Like an island or something to turn their hand on, which very much slowed them down. No, we got a game right away. So, cheers. We have Otter Scroll. Actually, we have a nice little curve here. I mean, we have no lesson, but we have 5 Firebending lessons, so... Not unhappy. It is questionable which one I should do. I'll happily trade. It's not my favorite thing, but it's fine. Also, would rather have these be islands, but... That's kind of crazy. That they blocked when they had a Fire Nation Engineer. They must have just drawn that. Otherwise, there's no world where you're supposed to do that. Because otherwise, well... yeah, I don't know. They didn't know my follow-up. If they equip an attack, man, I probably just take it. If they just attack, I mean, I definitely just block with Paku. Or at least with Paku, of course. Battle Fan. So now they're guaranteeing to have the counter outs. They're going to do like a sack thing to kill my guy. It's pretty good. Yep. Well, that's decent. Now they get to make their creature a 2/1. Kind of nice. Like, at least this turn I get to go double 2-drop, which is good. Yeah. Don't hate where we're at, though it could be stronger, of course. Well, they're certainly in the tank. Oh, they go for the attack. You know, I think... it's likely they've got a second creature to cast after this. And if so, which one would I rather have on the backswing? I mean, I do have the Waterbending Scroll. Azula Always Lies. Makes this 0, this 3. So that actually doesn't work out super well. Yeah, we'll just offer the trade. If I draw an island here, that would probably be the best. Boomerang basic, return it to hand, put a counter on it, draw a card. That was a really sweet little sequence. Fire Lord, or not Fire Lord Zuko, just regular Zuko. So we play this, holding up, being able to play. I guess I'd rather just chill. I don't know. I don't oh, well. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can I beat that card? Not when they're at 20 life. I might just save myself some time. This card's just disgusting. I mean, now I just have to let it through. It's crazy. A little interesting that, well, so they played around Quench, it looks like. I think we just need to draw a card here, unfortunately. It's actually not clear which one I should have left on taps, but my guess is it was supposed to be Island, in case I drew a second mountain. I'm not dealing with that. They got me. They got me. So it turns out leaving the Cadet would have been, or the Fire Sage would have been maybe the better play. I don't know. We went off to a slow start and it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, so that's probably on me. Well, I mean, it obviously is. But, I mean, I think that was something that I could have changed, is what I'm insinuating. No, we were kind of pretty close, battling back and forth, and they just dropped two pretty solid rares. I don't think Wan Shi Tong would even gotten us back into that one. Not at the amount of mana that we had. I mean, I will also play my tap land. If they want to trade 1 for 2, I'll happily just take it, of course. Blue, black, red. I like a good Grixis deck. Okay. They are digging for something. They don't need the third mountain. And they seem to agree that they would rather not. So next turn is going to be nice. I get to crack this and attack for 6. That's pretty good. And then I still get to hold Quench if I want. Oh, they cast a Waterbending Lesson. I pause to cough real quick. Well, that would have been a nice one to counter, I won't lie, but... Get out of here, Hama. No. No. Get us some Fire Lord Zuko going on. Again, not the strongest of all the cards, but he's going to be very nice next turn to be able to potentially attack with all of these. With the Firebent mana, cast our Librarian. Yeah, I like where this is going. Fair enough. Fair enough. Dang. If they can kill that too, yikes. Fair enough. Waterbending Scroll wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I'm just going to kill the Grand here, I think. Fair enough, friend. I'm not gonna lie, a deck playing Dai Li and Demonstration and Hama, it's a spicy little meatball. I mean, in theory, we're okay. I'm gonna activate this with the mana, and then I get to double block Grand. They shoot one of them. Yeah. Is there a world where I should not do that? What you got? Zuko's Exile. That is very acceptable. Looks like maybe their last card's like Octopus Form or something. Sure, we'll just activate this now. Definitely a misplay, but... I kind of changed my mind, and I would actually have rather cast the scroll that turn. And still tapped it. I guess I couldn't have tapped it, so... That's on me, but... Now if they don't deal with my Professor Zay, I guess I just get to, activate it turn after turn. So it's kind of a threat they need to deal with, or take seriously at least. And at the moment, we can only get a Quenchia back, so... Is their World Drive supposed to let Hama resolve? That doesn't seem... That doesn't seem correct. Well, that's a lot of mountains. It's certainly a lot of mountains. Have to imagine they're going to Blasting Jelly something. And you know, I don't know if that was the best choice, to be honest, but... That's something that I could activate next turn, but I think I'd rather have done that, yeah. Well, now if they can kill my Professor Zay, they're sitting in a good position, but... You know, if they can't... Mongoose to kill my Penguin. That's a bummer. So I get hit for 2 here. What cards do I have to win the game with? I guess a second Otter Penguin. Don't love giving him a loot, but... Okay, well that will be good for next turn, I suppose. Might be taking a bit of damage. And now I'm kind of punished for attacking the way that I did. Yeah, I mean, 5 power is going to do a lot of damage to me. It's a lot of power. I could 2-for-1 myself to kill the lizard. The spider beast and a mongoose lizard. I guess I could just threaten to trade with this maybe at some point. I could attack. They're at 10. That's 12 damage coming my way. So that's not lethal. That's... They know about one Firebending lesson. They don't know about the second. Nor about the second Professor Zay. So I think we just go to attacks. Offer up a potential 2-for-1. I mean, hey, that was a pretty good sequence. And I think the difference between these two is fairly light. Fair enough. They did have to spend all their mana on that, but obviously that's not... I didn't want to do that, but I'd certainly rather not lose my creature. I'm at 7 life, so we're kind of back at parity. They've got a Grand, so they're clearly ahead. Unfortunately, that is pretty much the... well... okay. Oh, man. You know, had I just shot the Grand initially, we probably were fine. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles. Though she only looted one other time. Land was not what we wanted. That's alright. I think her deck is sweet. That Daily Indoctrination was brutal. I don't think it's astounding, especially in our deck. They might have wanted to make the... I digress, though. Crazy. Crazy. Alright, we're about an hour in, and my hand is a little sore from holding this thing up, so this is probably the only video we're going to physically hold it up, but... no, in the meantime, hopefully the audio quality has been a stark increase. If you've made it this far in the video, hope you're doing well. Your day is good. You've got some fun things you're working on beside watching this. I mean, that's what I do a lot. I watch people, I learn how to draft, that kind of stuff, and then we just chill. If they're red-green beats, they could be red-green lessons, Temur lessons still. They might have a lightning strike. In either case, I think I'm actually just chill to just do this, pass the turn. Yeah, they probably have a lightning strike. And if they cycle, then they wouldn't, but... you best believe if they do search their library for some reason, I will be Wanchi Tonging. I know I said I would. So I would get, it would be a 2-2 and I would make it a 3-3. You know... oh, they have Firebending lesson? Yeah. Well, that's on me. I didn't need to be that aggressive with that. Could have just drawn my card. Been happy. I mean, I will. I don't think I won't. Sure. Yeah, I think this just actually starts to present a threat, a clock. And now next turn I get to attack and draw. Now there's a question of, like, should I have just drawn that turn? Earth King's pretty good. I'm playing some decent lessons cards. I think we just draw here. Can't say I love this position, but their deck is sweet. They've had the interaction, the Firebending Lesson, the Watery Grasp, with good green rares and ways to search your deck and dig deeper. Clearly they're, like, that's strong. Maybe I should have done this in a different order. And Zuko just consistently being the worst card in my deck. I don't love how I sequenced that. No, their deck has all the pieces. This looks like a kind of an A+ version of the deck so far. And a Badger Mole? Yikes. They got a lot of power on their side. I think they should have played that first, no? That many, so never mind. That doesn't actually work the way you think it works. Oh, actually, they just didn't get the choice. There's a Firebending Lesson. Crazy. So I think we start off by drawing a card. Double Lesson actually might make a difference here. Blocks there. And then the 4 power blocks there, I guess. I mean, they're at 13. They kind of have to take me seriously, too. And by that, I mean, that's not true at all. Yeah, I kind of think we're just dead here. Oh, interesting. Entered the graveyard this turn. Well, if this is all they have, we get to chump, trade, take 10, 12? That's lethal, I think. Oh, that's got trample too. 6, 8, 10. Yeah. Oh, that can block. I mean, we go to very low here, but that's not dead. That is not lethal. I have 10 cards left. Honestly, they'd probably just put a counter. Yeah. So we can shoot, shoot, shoot. No, well, not 3 things, but 2 things. I mean, technically, we're not dead. I guess I should have done this in response because I was going to be shooting the 4-2 pretty much either way. So then Paku's going to get 2 prowess triggers. So he actually blocks there just fine. Block there. Block there. Shoot, shoot. Then we're left with a Paku versus what they've got. I guess I could have done that in response and they wouldn't have gotten the cards. And we're not dead, but we're not alive. Those are two very different things. A lethal attacker? Come on, man. Watch it be a land. Okay. Zay was not terrible, but obviously we're just super dead here. Dang. Well, we were close. Had we drawn a creature, and they not followed up with another creature, we would have been... You know, we could have drawn a second creature. We could have gone Zay, plus another Firebending. Our deck was sweet. I don't think I played it particularly well, so I feel like this draft is on me, like, particularly heavily. And 3-3 is not the worst outcome. Like, the third win is certainly worth a lot. But I don't really consider anything below 4 or 5 wins to be a success. Though the third win does feel nice. So looking back at it, I mean, this Suko just was so bad. Like, this was the deck for him, too. Like, a deck with a lot of, like, interaction and stuff. But every time I played him, he just died. So we would have very much benefited from just a 3-drop or a 2-5. Like, either of those would have been infinitely better. The Otter Penguins were very good. First Time Flyer was bad. Professor Zay was good. The Hawk was good. It looks like Wan Shi Tong was going to be strong last game either way. Good chance that they were going to kill it in response, but I didn't. That doesn't mean I didn't need to play it so that it was large enough for me to at least draw a card. Like, I probably could have just drawn a card, played this later. If we're talking like grand scheme sequencing things, War Balloon was just bad. Honestly, retrospect, I think we would have gone like this. We would have been a lot happier. So, anyways, live and learn. I haven't really tried the blue-red spells list, like the super more aggro version of it. Parrot would have rather been another penguin. The Fire Sages were just okay. They weren't actually bad. I think they ended up playing out reasonably well, but yeah. Anyways, that is this draft. Hope you all enjoyed a little Wan Shi Tong, Sokka, and double Waterbending Scroll shenanigans. I guess I would say probably the marquee thing this deck was doing was this, and this. Anyways, you all cheers, take care. I'll see you back tomorrow, okay? You have a good one.